Hello and welcome to ThePrint. I am Debdutta and we are here in Kathmandu. Nepal yesterday voted in large numbers for a change in their government following the September protests that led to the fall of the KPOL-led government. Now, initial trends suggest a sweeping landslide victory by the RSP or the Rashtriya Swatantra Party, and we are here today in conversation with Arun Kumar Subedi, who is an geopolitical and economic analyst and also an entrepreneur, to understand with this win what lies ahead for Nepal and its foreign policy relations with other countries. Welcome to the print, sir.
Thank you, Deva.
To begin with, post the elections, initial trends suggest that the RSP seems to be heading towards a landslide victory. With a new party now in focus, how do you think the politics of Nepal will look like going ahead?
They are supposedly getting near about two-third majority in lower house of the parliament. But I think this is first time in the history of parliamentary democracy. The party which is having near about two-third majority in lower house won't be having a single member in upper house.
Right.
I don't know what will be the fate of future of parliamentary practice and the impact on the formation of law and governance about all those things. And this is the result because of the failure of economic policy and foreign policy of the previous government. That's obvious. And people really realized the things and voted for the new party.
When you say economic failures or a shift in economic policies, do you think this will change under the incoming government, and there will be a shift towards, like you said earlier, that there will be a shift towards economic policies that are not seen from a socialist lens anymore?
Yes, sir. Hopefully, if they won't be able to deliver the good pro-private sector economic policy and second stage of liberalization, then definitely the economy will be worse than the before because we are in top position, and even there are certain international factors compelling Nepal to adopt certain devil economic reform and as well as in foreign policy. And the major steps to be taken by the new government is to amend the constitution.
Amend the constitution in what way?
In two ways. One, this constitution is limiting the economic freedom. And more or less, this constitution is socialistic constitution. That's why business community or investor were not comfortable enough before. So you can see the data. We didn't have good foreign investment, and even there was enough capital flight from here. Even the local investors were not that much safe enough, and there are many more administrative and political hurdles, and there are plenty of controlling laws and bylaws. So all those are to be changed, and to change all those things, first the constitution to be amended, in which there is a words. Nepal is a state heading towards socialistic economy. So it is to be changed from the preamble and three pillars economy, more or less socialistic type of that is guiding the socialistic forms of economy. So all those are to be amended. And secondly, regarding foreign policy, we have incorporated the doctrine of foreign policy in our constitution. This is somehow ridiculous. The global order is changing at present, but we are compelled to adopt the foreign policy as directed by our constitution.
Okay.
So that's to be changed as well. See, let me explain this with an example. Our cultural geography, economic geography, maritime connectivity, as well as natural geography is Indo-centric.
Right.
But by constitution, India and Pakistan are equal for us.
Do you think
Don't you think this is the ridiculous and impractical? See, our diaspora is in USA. We are having several economic interests with USA.
Right.
USA is a global power and guarantor of transaction, cross-border transaction, and maritime security, all those things. But by constitution, Venezuela and USA are equal for us. So we have to change our foreign policy according to the shift in the global politics.
But isn't that how
but-
multi-alignment works?
Pardon?
Isn't that how multi-alignment works? I mean,
Yeah.
you say that
Definitely.
Nepal's foreign policy is not multi-aligned.
Yes.
So then, based on that question, I would like to ask you that, do you think this change in constitution or Nepal's the now shifting foreign policy would be something that would look very different under an RSP-led government?
Must be. Otherwise, people will search another alternate in near future.
And what would that alternative be? Would it
Most probably resurrection of Nepali Congress Party.
And then what about the traditional parties? I mean the Communist Party, the CPN UML, the Nepali Congress. Do you think that they will be able to make a comeback, or do you think that the political trajectory of socialist ideologies based parties or communist parties are now a thing of the past in Nepal?
The political trajectory has been changed substantially by this election, and hopefully the Communist Party will be now united in future and will change the flags and their name. And most probably there will be a socialist party in future, and they will lead the pro-left school of thought, whereas RSP at present is being presented by international media and being presented by their leaders as well as a centrist party. And now Nepali Congress has to shift its ideology towards a rightist orientation. And if Nepali Congress will adopt cultural nationalism and capitalist economic philosophy in future, Nepali Congress will have good room for the comeback. But at present, this election has shifted the political trajectory of Nepal.
And with that, I think it will also shift the trajectory of foreign policy making.
Must be.
So on that question, I come back to India. If RSP, as it seems likely, does come into power, the PM-elect candidate for that party is Balen. Now, Balen the Shah himself has he has an image of being a disruptor who does not, who follows a particular way of governance. And he has also, gotten into conspiracies like the one in 2023 where he showed this map of Greater Nepal in his Kathmandu office in response to the Akhand Bharat map in India. Now, with him in power, I would like to understand from you, what would Nepal's political agenda and its foreign policy with regards to, say, India, China, and US, the triumvirate, look like?
While Balen Shah was elected the mayor of Kathmandu metropolis, he was a discreet person or an independent person.
Right.
He was not having any political doctrine at the time. He was not having any manifesto, and he was not having any. He was not the member of any party. At present, he is a member of RSP.
Right.
So he is compelled to listen the voice of all the member of parliaments of RSP. He has to obey the constitution of the RSP party. He has to obey the manifesto of RSP party. Since manifesto is clear about its foreign policy and economic policy, Balendra Shah cannot. Balendra Shah is not having any rooms to go here, either and thither,
Beyond the
beyond the
Party rules.
the party manifesto and party constitution.
And what about Nepali Congress? Do you think that they will, a lot of discussion here in Kathmandu has been about the internal reforms with the Nepali Congress. Do you think that, first of all, once the elections are declared, will Nepal have an opposition at all, given the sweeping majority that seems to be the trend right now in Nepal? And if Nepali Congress does not win and become part of the opposition, what will their agenda look like?
I have previously explained, Nepali Congress has to adopt the pro-liberal economic principle and the principle of cultural nationalism. Or Nepali Congress at present is compelled to shift its doctrinal base into towards a rightist approach. And what the trend we are watching at present, Nepali Congress also this Nepali Congress is the Nepali Congress after the special convention. Now, even if Nepali Congress reformed its leadership, the response by the people is not that much optimistic.
Right.
So, existing president Gagan Thapa, I think, will be in tremendous pressure. And if I am not wrong, he will resign from the post, and there will be someone as a caretaker by president, and Nepali Congress will conduct the regular general convention in near future, and will elect the leadership, and that leadership will reform its principle base as well as the strategic things and the foreign policy, everything.
Do you think, in case of Balen, he will make a strategic outreach to India more than to other countries, given that, like you said, there's a shared culture, there's shared history, but there are also major points of contention, right? There's the issue of open borders, there's the Limpiadura issue, and Nepal bringing out a new map under the KPOL-led government. Do you think these things will be reversed with a new party or a new face like Balen in power, or will he maintain a very, singular national interest based foreign policy? I mean,
If we talk about national interest-based foreign policy, our national interest is to manage India at first.
okay.
So the Balen, it is
And what
our.
about the other powers like the triumvirate, the China, US?
Yes, China is our another neighbors. We are sharing border with China as well. We have to contemplate the fundamental interests of China as well, and we can't contradict with some of the interests of China. And the same thing with India. But culturally, with national geography and with economic geography and maritime connectivity, India is uh, our main national interest is to manage India. So it is our geopolitical compulsion, and it is the compulsion of our foreign relation. So it is mandatory for Balen to change the approach of foreign policy as well. If he won't, then the landslide, the government with landslide majority will fail in future. I am dead sure about that, because we can't handle our economy, we can't handle our foreign policy then.
Do you think these were the major mistakes of the previous
Yeah,
traditional
yeah.
governments?
Yeah, those are the major mistakes of the previous government.
And with that, I have one final question for you, sir. If I had to ask you, uh, going ahead in the next 5 years, how does Nepal look to you? I mean, there has been a history of, unstable governments in Nepal. No government has been able to complete their full term.
Yeah.
Do you expect the new incoming government to be able to complete a term, for stability to be restored, and for Nepal to be headed in a path of, I would say, resurrection, or in a path of more clarity towards its economic policies, or a change in its economic and foreign policies? What does the future look like, Pri?
Now, I must be optimistic, since new party is having the landslide majority. Let them lead the government. Let them reform the economic policy. Let them reform the foreign policy. If they need our advice, and we are always ready to advise them. And the new faces, new generation, and new people will definitely lead towards the positive outcome.
To one question, sir. I wanted to understand from you. I should have asked you this before. I'll get it added later. How do you explain, the phenomenal rise of RSP as a party? What do you think are the factors behind it? Why does it see such a massive, outpouring of public support, especially in such a crucial snap elections that are being held now?
There are two things. It is mainly because of failure of Nepali Congress Party. Being a member of international democratic community, and being an oldest democratic party of Nepal, Nepali Congress was unable to hold its international constituency. So international democratic community was looking for good alternative in Nepal, and definitely RSP got the benefit of them. And another, Nepali Congress led the first stage of liberalization in Nepal.
Okay.
At present, the economy is whatever it is at present because of the first stage of liberalization. We are having good banking system. We are having good aviation system. We are having good energy infrastructure. In the basis of first stage of liberalization, Nepali Congress was to take the initiative to have the second stage of liberalization. Instead of instead of convincing the left parties for the second stage of liberalization, Nepali Congress adopted socialistic economic policy and shifted towards left ideology in economic policy.
And that did not work.
That did not work. So because in this way, economic policy failed and foreign policy failed. So those failure
Like to the
impacted in two ways. Number one, Nepali Congress started to think about new leadership, and there was a revolt in Nepali Congress Party, and see the existing, see the result at present. So Nepali Congress faced the distrust of Nepalese people.
On that note, sir, thank you so much for speaking with the print.
Okay, it's my pleasure. Yeah, it's my pleasure, Debdutta. Thank you.